It won't be like you're not a part of Facebook. You're not a part of Facebook.
My name's on the masthead.
You might want to check again.
Oh, if you already know the answers to your questions, then why ask?
What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
I like the way you die, boy.
I don't want to be a product of my environment.
Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
My boy's a wicked man.
What is up, Film Fixation Podcast? We're back with another episode. My name's Jaron. I'm joined here by my co-host, Austin Hyatt. And today we're going to be talking about The Graduate. Pretty old movie. A lot of you guys probably haven't seen it or whatever, but really good. We're excited to get into it. But first, let's get into the film news. Austin?
Okay, perfect. First bit of news here. Barbie is officially campaigning for Best Original Screenplay, so sparking confusion online.
Yeah, a little bit of
like,
controversy since it's based on a toy.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, what are the parameters? I mean, there's not a story. I mean, there are stories about Barbie, but it's not based on any of them.
Isn't it based on one of the Barbie movies?
I wouldn't know.
A little bit.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
We'll need to have Spencer on to tell us more about that.
Star Wars Lando is now being developed as a movie.
Yeah, that's a if though. We'll see.
Yeah,
that's what you said, right?
I really don't think that's happening.
I don't think it should happen.
Yeah.
What did they say? I thought they said they weren't going to recast the main actors anymore, right?
Well, that's the thing. Kathleen Kennedy has said that, and she attributes the failure of Solo to recasting Han Solo.
Yeah.
But in that same movie, we're introduced to Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
And she wants to use him as the head for the Lando series. So it doesn't make any sense.
Makes sense.
Okay.
But Obi-Wan's a recast, you know.
Yeah, and that worked perfect.
Yeah.
Except the series didn't.
Better than the original.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Kind of Star Wars is just losing steam as we get further along. I don't know. Ahsoka is kind of
Ahsoka.
It's kind of good.
Yeah.
But Austin likes it a lot.
It's okay. I don't want to say I like it a lot.
You like Star Wars, don't you?
No, I freaking love Star Wars.
Okay.
And Minecraft and everything.
Yeah.
Chris Pine directed a movie called Pool Man. Apparently it's horrible.
Yeah, I saw that. Like really.
You saw the movie?
No. Yes, I saw the movie. Yeah. I was at the film festival.
Nice.
Well, it debuted. I mean, what is it? Is it like a dark comedy or what is it?
I have no idea. I didn't even look.
I thought it was like an indie kind of dark comedy. And those typically don't do well at film festivals. So I don't know. We'll have to see about that one.
Yeah,
but I do want to see it, just since it's notoriously bad.
Yeah, the still that I've seen of it looks bad.
Yeah. Well, Chris Pine, not very talented. Anyways,
really,
kind of one-dimensional.
Okay,
don't you think?
I can't even think of anything I've seen him in.
Wonder Woman, Dungeons and Dragons.
I haven't seen it.
Older stuff. I feel like he has a famous character that I'm forgetting, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, Picard. He's
Captain Luke Picard. Yeah, he's a Trekkie.
He's a Trekkie guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are not that good though.
Yeah.
Abrams. You know.
Okay. Dark Knight Trilogy returning to theaters September 16th. We'll have to catch that. Did we miss that? That was forever ago.
Yeah, that came and went.
No way that happened.
It was for Batman Day.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet in talks for to play Damian Wayne in James Gunn's new DCEU. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
You're kind of losing it on Timothy, right? You're selling your stock?
No.
You said you were.
When?
I don't know. When the Wonka trailer came out.
I never said. I think he looks good.
Okay.
I think no. I don't want Timothy in the DCEU. And I told you this. Let's keep the good actors in the good movies.
Yeah.
So I don't want him being tied up in a DCEU project for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You know. Let's push Chris Evans back into more Marvel movies. I don't like him getting roles nowadays. His Netflix movies are terrible. And yeah. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, we could just recycle the actors back into superhero roles.
Yeah. Okay.
Real Steel 2 live at Disney Plus, but paused.
Okay. I'm very excited for that one. That's one of my favorites.
That's your favorite movie, right? Real Steel. Did we
Yeah.
talk about that on this
We
podcast?
mentioned, yeah.
Oh, this is what I'm really excited about. We got to set a date for this. A24 partnered with AMC Theaters for Thrills and Chills series.
Yes.
So they're going to re-release Midsummer, the director's cut,
Mhm.
The Witch, and something else that I wasn't too hot on.
Ghost in a Shell.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The Scarlett Johansson.
No.
Yes.
It is Scarlett Johansson, but it's not Ghost in a Shell.
It is.
No, it's not.
You're typing right now and you're looking it up. And
Okay,
you're
how
gonna
many
see
times
that
on
I'm
this
right.
podcast have I been wrong when we've argued like this? It's
Always.
called Under the Skin.
Same thing. Based on an anime.
Yeah. So
Under
it's
the
gonna
Skin. What is that?
I don't know. It was one of A24's first. It came out in 2013.
That's not the. But she is in one called.
Yes,
Ghost
she
in a
is in
Shell.
Ghost in a Shell.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay. It's
I
okay to be
concede.
wrong.
Is it?
Not for me. It never happens to me.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So that's exciting.
That is.
We'll have to hit
Mark
all
your
those.
calendars, people, for the month of October. Is it just every week? It's a different one
I
playing?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This sparked a real fight with me and my wife.
Really? Why?
I was like,
'Cause
"You have
she's
to
not
see
gonna
the-
go.
She's not going to go. And I was like, you have to go see The Witch with me. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's in theaters.
Yeah.
We were in an actual fight because she was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
The Witch isn't even like jumpy, scary. Like,
That's what you'll tell her. Yeah. And she just doesn't care. It's crazy.
that is crazy.
But
But Midsummer, I'm very excited to see
Yeah,
that.
the
The
director's
director's cut, yeah, in theaters. That'll be fun.
awesome.
Essential viewing, people. Go see that in
Yeah.
AMC.
Hey, and maybe we'll do a little giveaway where you can go see those movies with us if you're a good boy or girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, yeah.
We'll fly you
What
out.
do-
To go see
Okay,
those
yeah,
movies
we'll
with us.
fly you out. Yeah.
Okay. Smile 2 announced coming out October 18th, 2024.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that movie today.
Really?
Just like, that was a solid horror movie.
I've seen the first 30 minutes of it at a bachelor party because you put it on and then everybody got pissed at you. So I didn't see the rest of it.
Well, everybody's kept talking, so.
In their defense, it was a bachelor party at 10 o'clock in the morning. So
Well,
we wanted
don't
to go
give me
swimming.
the remote then,
Okay. Warner Bros. Pitching a Ken movie because Margot said Barbie 2 is off the table. So good for her. That's awesome.
Do we need a Ken movie?
No. I don't think
Yeah.
we need any more Mattel movies, right? Except
No.
J.J. Abrams' gritty Hot Wheels movie. We need that.
Yeah. The gritty, grounded.
Grounded. Yeah. We need that.
Dang. Yeah, I don't like that. Doesn't that take away from the message of Barbie a little
Exactly.
bit? Yeah.
Why make it? Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I really liked Barbie.
Sure.
I'm walking back my stance on it. Okay. I see its importance and I like it. And I was wrong to be offended in the moment by Barbie just because I thought it was made for me. And it was a shock that it wasn't.
Wow.
Which,
Who got into you, huh?
nothing, dude.
Where's that coming from?
No, dude, I'm just changing,
Good. Good.
So, oh, yeah, good. About time. So, yeah, I do like the Barbie. 4.5.
Yeah.
around there. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Okay, thanks.
I hope Ryan Gosling doesn't.
Yeah,
head
no,
Ken.
we don't need another. I mean, it was a great performance, but just a sequel wouldn't be good. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Gerwig definitely wouldn't direct that.
No.
So yeah, just keep that on the shelf.
Imagine an Oppenheimer sequel.
That would be good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just kidding.
This broke today. The Hollywood writers' strike is officially over. New deal made.
Yes. That's big news, people. Okay. We still need those greedy actors
Yeah.
to sign their contracts, quit asking for livable wages or whatever.
Health insurance and stuff.
There's only like 4 or 5 actors that can do things that like the random person off the street couldn't do.
Right.
You know? So it's stupid. If I was an executive, this would be over by now. You know?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Think of the studios.
I know.
Think of the
dude.
hardship they're passing through.
Think of the billionaires that are suffering right
Mhm.
now. Those head executives. Just
Bob
because
Iger,
these
if you're
stupid
listening,
actors just won't
they're just being
do what
selfish.
the only thing they can do is act.
Yeah.
You know, or be baristas or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
It's insane.
it is insane.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a message to Bob Iger?
Bob
What were
Iger,
you
if
saying?
you're listening, I know you do from time to time.
Yeah.
We feel for you and we stand with you. So,
Yeah.
okay. Next bit of news. Martin Scorsese says he has 1 or 2 films left in him after Killers of the Flower
That's
Moon.
sad.
He's 81.
That's young, dude.
Did you read any of that stuff? The GQ thing that
I
he did?
read, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the video, the GQ
Well,
video.
He talked about like how he's kind of come to terms with the fact that like his life is at an end.
Really?
And he's like, he had a really profound quote about the time you spend really feels like spending time.
With his granddaughter. Him and his granddaughter. That's like, I see his Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
It's just him and his granddaughter.
Right. I don't know if he was referring to that specifically. And
Spend time with who then?
No, he didn't say somebody.
Oh.
The time you spend it feels like spending time. That's what he said.
Oh. I was confused.
That's insane.
Yeah. That is insane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. His next film is going to be called The Gambler, right? Starring Leo. Pretty sure I saw that.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that came up a bit ago. I don't know if it's true.
Because he also went to Rome and promised the Pope that he would make a
A
Jesus
movie about Christ, yeah.
Mhm.
That'll be really good.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. So
I'm
that'd be
excited
2
for
more
that.
movies he'd be done,
2 more.
which is more than Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
For the record.
Scorsese has a lot.
Yeah.
And there's still some I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So, what was the other thing? I sent you one today. We'll get to it.
Well, we can skip down there real quick.
Okay.
Doubles down on his Marvel criticisms, tells indie filmmakers to fight back.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, valid.
I think he should do that because I read a little bit of what he said more. He was like, you know, that's young people today. They think that's just what movies are.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel and superheroes, but he's just inviting these filmmakers to fight back. You know, he's like, got to get Nolan in there,
Yeah.
and Safdie brothers, and you know, just hit him from all angles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the thing about Scorsese is like more than just a director. He is like a film historian.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos all the time, old interviews from him where he talks about his favorite films.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some like obscure Chinese film you've never heard about.
Yeah.
Like he really dives into everything. And so for somebody who knows that much about cinema and knows like how big of a world it is, it must be hard for him to see people just continually go to Marvel movies and waste their time. So
Yeah. I agree with him.
me too. Okay, last 2 things here. You ready?
Sydney Sweeney had a birthday.
That's huge.
That is huge.
That's huge.
Sweeney, if you're listening, you know.
Well, we've got plans with her this weekend, so we can just touch base.
Oh,
with
yeah.
her.
Enter into the contest, please.
Please.
You'll
Come to
win.
the creator with us. Yeah, we'll rig it for you, Sid.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Nathan Fielder and Benny Safdie's The Curse dropped a trailer today.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
I saw it too.
It's pretty fun.
Like, doesn't really tell us much.
No.
Just looks like a home renovation show or whatever. I have no idea. It's a series or a movie?
I think it's a movie.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's
it was a
movie.
series.
Maybe.
I'm always wrong, so let's just assume it's a movie.
I don't know, man. It was Showtime, so it's got to be a series, right? Do they do movies?
I think it's a series.
Let's see.
Let's see here. And
Okay, it's a dark spin on HGTV House Flippers.
Okay, so dark. That's such a crazy concept. Who pitched that idea? That's weird.
Oh, it's going to be a series. Look
Okay,
at that.
so
holy cow.
1 and
Okay,
1 on the
for me, one
podcast
for
right
you.
now. Yeah. Perfect.
Well, dang, that kind of sucks. But I'm sure Zach is.
Well,
I know
pretty
Zach is
good. A lot
excited
of
about
Emma Stone, Nathan Fielder.
it. Yeah, she's red hot right now, dude.
Oh yeah. Is she's a
What?
who's hotter than Emma Stone right now? Nobody.
Nobody.
Right?
Nothing's coming out.
Travis Kelce. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's some
That
news.
girl he's dating or whatever.
Yeah, that chick.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody
too good
cares.
for her, man.
He is, honestly. Dude, it's ridiculous.
She, honestly, we can get into this on another podcast, but she's a pedophile. She's dated Nazis.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
She's dated multiple 17-year-olds. Maddie Healy was the Nazi she dated.
Okay.
She is the biggest offender of carbon emissions for famous people in the world. It's disgusting. So,
And she uses her private jet more than anybody else in the world.
yeah.
So she's contributed more to carbon emissions than
Tell you
anybody.
what, my wife is a big fan of hers, and she goes, "Yeah, it's
Really?
a good thing. Yeah, if you can believe
Your
that.
wife.
Yeah." She
That's
goes, It's a
surprising.
good thing they're dating now because now Taylor will only have to fly from New York to Kansas City instead of New York to LA, so it'll be less carbon emissions.
Yeah.
And
That's
I didn't laugh.
the only good
I
thing.
didn't like that.
You didn't like that? Yeah, it's like joking about
Yeah.
climate
She
change.
could take a car. She could take a hybrid. At this
She
age.
could, yeah. Or date
disgusting.
somebody more convenient in
Yeah.
your area, you know? Let
Yeah.
Travis focus on football.
Seriously, I don't. Genuinely, I do like all the attention. I think it's fun.
I don't like all the attention. I think it's annoying a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't like all these girls getting involved in football
Yeah,
and making it their own.
every video I see of Travis Kelce now.
Yeah.
There's all these Swifty comments. That's our guy. Oh, he's so cute for
Yeah.
Taylor. Whatever. It's like,
You didn't know him a week
yeah,
ago.
exactly.
So it bothers me a little bit, you know? Travis Kelce's bigger in the man world than Taylor Swift is. Like, no.
He's had more of an impact on my life, certainly.
Yeah.
Has Taylor Swift ever made me lose a fantasy football game? No. Has Travis Kelce? Certainly.
Yeah. Did he take a Super Bowl away from my team? Yes.
Yeah.
You know, but I respect the hell out of him. You know, we're talking too much about
Yeah.
Travis Kelce
Okay.
and football.
Okay, last bit of news. Mark Wahlberg reportedly plans on retiring very soon.
Mm,
He will be.
I think
missed.
he's kind of done.
Yeah, he's making
anyways.
trash movies now, so
Yeah.
that's fine with me.
But hey, good career, Mark. You did a good job with
Good job.
The Departed, Boogie Nights. A heck of a performance in that one.
Well, did you hear his last movie is going to be
Boogie Nights 2?
The Revenge of Dirk Diggler. Yeah. It will
Shut
be.
up.
No. Did you not hear that? PTA's involved.
Dude,
Pull it
don't.
up.
Please don't.
I'm joking.
Gosh, dude, I was like, I believed you for half a second.
Sorry.
That's okay, dude.
But yeah. See you, Mark. Go eat some Vietnamese people in your retirement.
Okay.
That's what you like to do.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. We're excited for the Killers of the Flower Moon to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it, like what to expect. I still haven't watched that trailer, the latest one, like the TV spot. It's been showing up like on primetime football,
Right.
but I just like look away and try not to listen, you know? I hope it's a little bit like There Will Be Blood in a
Yeah.
way, just like a quest for power and how it like, you know, tears you down. I don't know, but
Yeah, I
Very
hope
excited.
De Niro doesn't phone in his performance. I don't think you would with Marty, but
yeah, I don't think he could. No,
like
I mean
Amsterdam.
he can and he does in these like stupid, whatever, like grandpa movies or
Well,
he
even
plays like
Amsterdam,
in
he played like a pivotal role, and he was just like there.
he just found yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish that movie. That wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
Taylor Swift was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he played a great role.
she got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, when is that coming out? October 4th?
20th.
20th.
Mm.
My bad. 20th. We'll be doing that coming up here. And we'll be doing The Creator next week. So
Yes.
look forward to that. Are we going to record Saturday probably?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So
So we'll be getting you 2 episodes pretty quick here.
I don't want to take too much more time, but I do want to cover some of the releases coming out for the rest of the year because it gets pretty heavy here.
Yeah.
We're
We're finally
rewarded
getting
for waiting.
getting back in theaters. I haven't been in a theater since Old Boy.
Seriously, I was like considering canceling my
AMC
for a
stubs.
couple months because I was like, I haven't used it for 2 months.
Yeah, I know.
So this weekend is The Creator.
Okay.
The next weekend is Foe, starring Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal.
Oh, perfect.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I think. Next weekend is A Gap. Then Killers of the Flower Moon.
What
on
about The
October 20th.
Exorcist?
I didn't put that in here. These are like my most anticipated.
You
for
don't
the
want
rest
to
of
see
the year.
that?
Yeah, we'll see that.
Watch the original Exorcist,
Okay.
and then that'll make you more excited
Okay.
for this.
I don't know when that comes out.
Because it's got kind of the same vibes
Right.
as, I think, October 4th. I think that's what I was thinking of.
October 4th. Perfect.
It does look kind of bad.
Yeah, it
but
does.
we'll see. Maybe it's good,
Okay.
hopefully. We
Okay,
like
sweet.
bad movies sometimes.
Yeah,
I do.
How are you feeling about Creator? I'm a little worried about it.
I'm feeling good.
I don't like John David
I
Washington.
like the 85 Rotten Tomatoes score.
Mm.
I think that's just solid. If it was like 98.9s, I'm like, oh, too woke or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah, of
just
course.
pleasing everybody.
Just like Barbie.
Just like Barbie did.
No, I've been watching a bunch of Gareth Edwards interviews, and I've been getting excited. And then I showed Grace the trailer because I was like, "Do you want to come?"
Yeah.
Showed her the trailer, and then I was totally turned off to it again.
I think there's a limit to how good it can be just based off John David Washington. if I'm
Yeah.
honest, you know.
I also saw somebody's early review, and they were like, "This guy should star in every movie," and I was like, "That guy is
He's just so mediocre.
he's
Like,
he's bad."
no charisma, if I'm being honest. And he's just a nepo
Yeah,
baby,
he's
you
a
know.
football player.
He's a football player. He's just Denzel's kid.
Yeah,
Get Denzel in that role, dude.
seriously,
Wasting his time on the Equalizer movies. He's still a great actor.
isn't that crazy? His son's getting way better movies than him.
I
His
know.
son has an eighth of the talent that he has. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Okay. The October 12th, I have a colonoscopy.
Okay. Mark your calendars,
Yeah.
everybody.
And then the 20th, Killers comes out. 27th, Pain Hustlers, which I'm not excited for. And The Killer come out on 27th, on October 27th.
That's my most anticipated
Yeah,
of the year.
that's going to be great.
Yeah.
November 10th, we get Dream Scenario, which is a new Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, I saw the trailer to that.
Yeah, looks kind of fun.
Looks, yeah, could be fun.
And then I also have The Killer on the 10th. One of those is wrong, so we'll see.
Mm.
November 22nd, Maestro and Napoleon. I'm very excited for Napoleon.
Yeah.
December 1st, Saltburn and the Bike Riders, which that's going to be a big day.
Yeah.
What, you're not excited for either
No,
of
I
those?
am. I watched the trailer for both. I think I'm more excited for Bike Riders.
Yeah, I've
They're-
looked at the reviews. They don't look like spectacular, but Austin Butler and Tom Hardy look
Yeah.
awesome. And I ride a
Solid.
motorcycle, so
I like when Tom Hardy's kind of like the antagonist.
Yeah.
But who knows? I don't know what that's about. So
we'll see. Okay, last few movies here. Leave the World Behind comes out on December 8th.
okay.
It's got Mahershala Ali in it. That's all I need to know. Excited about that.
Mhm.
Poor Things comes out that day. That's probably my most anticipated for the rest of the year, just because of the reactions on it. Why are you
Yeah.
smiling, huh?
I'm excited too. I think
Gosh.
about it. I smile.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
What?
No, it's just interesting.
I am very excited
No,
for it.
I'm sure you're.
And it makes
excited
me
for it.
happy that you're excited for it too.
Okay.
You
Then
crazy, dude.
Zone of Interest comes out. I saw that you wanted to watch that on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
It's like a
a war
movie.
movie.
Yeah, about like the Holocaust or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So Sean Fantasy talked about it
Oh,
in
really?
one of the pods. He said it was really good. So I was like, let me add it to my watch list.
Okay, perfect. Okay, last few here. Wonka on the 15th of December.
Yes.
Very good.
Perfect.
Super excited. We're not selling our Timothy stock.
No, of
So-
course not.
22nd, All of Us Strangers, Paul Mescal, and that Shakespeare guy. I don't know his name. Some British dude.
Shakespeare.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Is that it?
William. Oh, it's William. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, that looks good. And then Ferrari on December 25th, Christmas Day.
Okay.
So that's the rest of the year for us.
That'll be perfect.
I don't know if
Lots
we'll
lots to
cover all
look
of those.
forward to for you guys, content wise.
Yeah, but
Has
you
it
guys
been a
can't-
year? Has it been a whole year
No.
of the pod? How long
We
has it
started
been?
in March.
Really? I thought it was like winter.
No, it was Creed 3, March 4th.
Okay.
Not March
that's-
4th. That couldn't have been right.
That's true. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
We'll make it to a year.
We'll see.
Yeah. You gotta get out of this town, dude.
Yeah.
Just gotta
seriously.
graduate already.
Okay. Perfect. Let's go into The Graduate, shall we?
The Graduate, yes. Let me give you the synopsis right here. 1967, directed by Mike Nichols. This is Benjamin. He's a little worried about his future. Benjamin, a recent college graduate, very worried about his future, finds himself in a love triangle with an older woman and her daughter. That's a very simple synopsis. The reviews, Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 86% critic score. That's surprising. And a 90% audience score. And on IMDb, it's got a 8.0 out of 10. And the IGN score is an 8.
Okay.
They give everything a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I don't even know. Getting pissed off at IGN.
Yeah, we got to stop reporting on them. Stop giving them a platform.
Yeah, they're just nerds over there talking about
Who runs
film.
IGN?
Just nerds, dude. I
Well,
don't know.
is
But
Spencer involved? Because
he might be.
that could be part of the problem.
Yeah. Real drop in content.
Yeah.
They like reviewed all of the streaming platforms. They gave every single one an 8. I'm like,
What?
can you
What's the point of
differentiate a
reviewing them?
little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Netflix and HBO Max, like you're just Max. You're not giving both those an 8.
You're telling me Peacock is the same level as
Yeah.
Max in their eyes?
I think it was all the ones I saw. It was an 8.
Wow.
So we'll
That's
see.
nuts.
I gave this on Letterboxd. It's got a 4.1, so very good. I gave it 5 stars. I just watched this last week for the first time. Loved it. Austin, you gave this a 4.5. Your wife gave it a 4.
Yeah. It might be a 5 for me.
Yeah. You've seen this twice,
Mhm.
and why don't you tell us your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So
Initial reactions.
the first time I watched it, I had just watched All the President's Men because I was on this like Newman Redford hot streak.
Yeah.
And I just loved Dustin Hoffman because the only stuff I'd seen him in was like Kung Fu Panda and Rain Man. So I'd only seen like an older, I mean, I didn't see him in Kung Fu Panda, but in Rain Man, he's
Yeah.
like old and autistic, like not very attractive, right?
Uh-huh.
But in All the President's Men, he's like cool, early 70s, slick guy. So I was looking up his other movies. His highest rated was The Graduate. Wanted to watch it. And man, I was alone. I love watching movies alone, you know? I don't always get to.
Yeah.
When I do, I always just have a better connection. Just the colors and kind of like the sun-drenched feel
Mhm.
just make for a beautiful movie. I also just relate with it a lot. Like kind of being in your early 20s, just finishing up school, kind of not knowing where to go, feeling like you're failing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so that was awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just loved Mrs. Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the soundtrack, Simon and Garfunkel for every song, pretty crazy.
Yeah. Some of the songs got a little bit
Oh, dude,
on my nerves.
the one where he's like
Towards the end.
at college with her. What song was playing?
I don't know.
Where he's like following her
Hello,
around the
darkness,
campus.
my old friend.
No, not that one.
I heard that like 5 times.
Yeah, but there's one that plays way more near the end of the movie. And then when he's like driving to her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, it's just a great movie. I think I put this in one of my reviews, but it should be like mandatory viewing for everybody in their early 20s. It's just
Yeah.
really relatable.
No, I agree. I had the same connection to it. You know, I watched it alone from your recommendation, you know, and I just found myself relating to, you know, to Dustin and the stuff that he was going through. But obviously, I'm not hooking up with an older woman.
Right. I wish.
Make things a lot easier.
Yeah, it would.
You know.
Jeez.
But just like the unknown, not knowing what you want to do, and people are like kind of breathing down the back of your neck, just like, you know, plastics.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Little reference to the movie right there. That just means
Dude, that was a sick.
they're telling you like what you should go into.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just blown away by. I really liked the script. I loved the back and forth. How I like the feel of like old movies where it's just kind of seamless. It's less like pauses. I don't know. It's a little bit funnier to me. Because you can tell it's a little bit planned. And him and Miss Robinson, like their back and forth is just really funny.
Yeah.
And then his dates with what's her name? With Elaine.
Yeah.
The first one's really funny, how much of a jerk he is. And they just hit it off but they hit it off where like you can't even hear them talking. So you don't know how deep their connection is.
Yeah.
But then he's just like in love with her, And it's just that sort of like naiveness to love, like just ready to jump into it when it happens. I just thought that's relatable, and they captured that emotion very well, I think. Yeah.
I love the whole kind of premise of this movie where like Mrs. Robinson kind of reflects his confusion and being lost, but then he's so sure of like it's just a complete 180. He's so sure of what he wants in Elaine.
Yeah.
Like when he's talking to his parents in the kitchen and he's like, yeah, Elaine and I are getting married.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, let us call the Robinsons. And they're like, well, they don't really know yet.
They don't know. Yeah.
Elaine doesn't know
He's
yet.
like,
I haven't
just
asked her
decided
yet. Yeah.
a little bit ago.
Like he's so sure in it. And that's so relatable. Like the naivete of being young and just being so sure of yourself, so sure of what you want. And then, spoiler, but by the end of the movie, I love that final scene where they're riding away in the bus from the wedding.
Yeah.
And they're just like sitting there and the smiles slowly fade from their faces as they kind of like realize, oh, this is real. We actually have to make a life out of this,
Yeah.
It's just perfect. It's great.
So that's what you interpreted it as, is like them kind of second guessing themselves in that moment.
Certainly, yeah. Benjamin for sure. Because like the whole movie builds up to that point where he finally finds what he wants. And then he's willing to do everything to do it. He's willing to move to this crappy apartment, crappy situation.
Yeah.
To get it. And then once he has it, like he's scared and he doesn't know what to do. That's what I
Isn't that relatable too?
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what.
Isn't the chase the funnest part?
Yeah.
And then once you get it, it's just like, is this really what I want?
Yeah.
So yeah, they just captured all different parts of the human emotion just very well. And I really like that last scene as well. I think it just adds so much depth to what the whole movie was all about. I mean, you could have just had them laughing and then, like, oh, they're going to live happily ever after.
Right.
But then you see their smiles slowly start to fade. And it's like, okay, are these two people going to end up with each other?
Yeah.
Now they realize the consequences of their actions. When 5 minutes ago, they were like fighting people off with a cross in the church,
right?
Like ready to, harm other people, for love.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful story. But also, I mean, the cinematography, I think, is really ahead of its time. And right from the get-go, I mean, it like sets the tone. You get that close-up of Dustin where he's like alone, and you feel like he's alone.
Yes.
But then it zooms out and he's just surrounded by people, but
yeah,
it just tells such a story, like loneliness, with the way he's like constantly feels like he's drowning, he's always in front of a fish tank, I think multiple times.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to kind of convey how like people around him are kind of drowning him, suffocating him, and then literally, I mean, he has that pool party. He comes out in a scuba gear.
I think
there's literally no reason for that scene to be in there except to convey that he's drowning and like who's doing it to him. Like, oh, it's his parents,
Right.
Like they're literally pushing him back into the water. Who makes their son do
Seriously.
that?
It's so weird.
At a pool party. Like, it's just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of like really tricky shots and like a party, I don't want to like name all of them, but like the very beginning too, like it's a shaky cam. It's close.
Yeah.
It's like following him, showing like how stressed out everybody's making him, and then finally when Miss Robinson comes into his bedroom upstairs, it's like it's a steady shot from the corner, then it's finally starting to cool down, and it shows that he's kind of taking solace in her at the moment, not thinking about the consequences of what's going to happen. So yeah, just a lot of great examples. Anything you want to point out?
Yeah, they use the camera to express power dynamics a lot in this movie. Like a lot of the scenes when he first drops Mrs. Robinson off, the camera is kind of up on the second level of the home, looking down on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so she has all the power in the situation. He looks like really small and meek down there. And then I also like when she finally confronts him in Elaine's room. Maybe I shouldn't give this away because this is kind of like, I really like this part of the movie.
Yeah. Well, you can give it away. It doesn't really spoil anything.
It doesn't spoil anything.
Everybody knows that
right.
Miss Robinson's trying to seduce him. Yeah.
But I love the cinematography in that because it shoots to her face and then you see like flashes of the rest of her body.
Yeah.
As he's like pressed against the wall, like trying to look away, but like keeps
how
getting
much
glances.
of a shock it is. Too.
Yeah.
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 That's like
so awesome.
He's glancing at it, that's I didn't even notice that in the moment. That's really cool.
Very cool. And then, I also like when when they're like in the hotel room and there's that shot, or maybe this is in the house. There's the shot of like her outstretched leg and through the gap in her leg.
That's in her house.
Okay, that's at her house.
Yeah. You
can see him like shaking his head.
Mm-hmm.
Just love that. I don't know. Great cinematography.
It's like, Ms. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. And like noticeably in that scene, the director made sure like she's always in kind of like a animal print.
Yeah, she's always in leopard print.
Yeah, leopard print to like, she's a cougar, kind of just diving into that, So like even though it's obvious, like even subconsciously, you just know that right away. Like she's a cougar, just from the visual elements of everything they set up in the shot.
Absolutely.
All of the like grassy plants in her house too. Like it just perfectly conveys what's going on. And I really, their back and forth was just so funny to watch.
Yeah.
How she's just kind of guiding him through it, and his naiveness and insecurities are just like full blown. Like he just puts it all out there, and it was just really funny to watch. I think when he calls her to go to the hotel room, him just navigating that whole situation, I think was my favorite part of the movie. Like you it's so relatable how like you go into a new situation, like for me, like at work today, I had to go to Provo and I had to go into this business where like with a lot of different suites, and I had to find like suite 500 and I couldn't find it. And as soon as I walk into the door, there's this like cute there's a fizz right there in the lobby. There's this cute blonde girl. She like looks at me, or I don't know what she did or whatever, but made eye contact maybe. And so then I go over to the right, and it's like I can't find suite 500 on the thing, and then I have to like go walk back through, and then I'm just looking for the suite,
right?
And how to get upstairs, and then I just like noticeably like, oh, she's watching me like just be lost right now. I look like an idiot, and I passed like 3 times before I found the elevator. And I had to like ask somebody where it was, and then as I was leaving, it's just funny.
Yeah,
you just don't want to be, that like maybe this one person's like noticing you, and you don't want to draw that much attention to yourself when you're in a situation where you don't know what's going on, where you don't have control. And that's exactly what's going on at the hotel, where like that clerk is like, what could I do for you? He's like, are you here for the party or whatever, the wedding?
Yeah, and he just agrees.
And he's like, yeah, just so he can have like an alibi for what he's doing there.
Right.
When he could have just said like, I just need a hotel room for 2 or whatever, He's just so it portrays his nervousness so well. When he walks over to the party, and they're all like, no, I'm sure you're on the list. Just those awkward situations. It doesn't make me nervous. It's fun to watch when it usually would, those cringy situations.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just really like the hotel
Yeah,
scene.
That's great. And then I love by the end of the movie where he's walking around the hotel lobby with Elaine, and they're like calling him by his alias,
Yeah,
and it's just perfect to represent like how much time he's spent there and how much more comfortable he's gotten there.
I know,
It's great.
dude. That's like another real world thing. I don't know why he went back to the hotel with Elaine.
Yeah, I don't know why
He
either.
could have just gone to another bar or something.
But maybe that's where he felt like most confident. I don't know.
Yeah, he seemed pretty nervous. Remember when she's like, I'm sure there's a bar in the lobby of the whatever hotel it was.
Right.
And he drives up on the curb.
Yeah.
He like almost crashes the car. A lot of just body humor like that,
Yeah.
just the way he's driving and the way he's running and moving and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just really, really underrated performance. Dustin Hoffman. I didn't
Yeah.
know. Do you think he looks like he just graduated college, or do you think he looks older?
I can't really tell because he's so small.
Yeah,
that I can buy it.
I've just seen him so much as an old man
That it's hard to see his young
So it's
face
like-
and not think of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm like, you still look a little bit old.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how old he was when they filmed.
yeah, but when everybody recognized him, that kind of reminded me of when I lived in Cedar. I used to always go to this one ice cream place for
Uh-huh.
like every first date because there's only like one or two or whatever,
Right.
And this one's kind of out of the way, more like a little bit more secluded. I can't remember what it was called. Something with, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But one time I was there like 2 or 3 times that week, or I went like consecutive days with a different girl,
Uh-huh.
and one of the workers there like outed me or a second, or was like, I asked her what's good here or something, and she's like, "Didn't I tell?" I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
She just
You should know by now.
She
You come
outed
every
me,
night.
yeah, for like becoming a lot or something.
That's funny.
Yeah, she said something like, "I know like
Right.
what's good here" or something. I don't know.
Jeez.
I can't articulate it well, and I was just like, did she notice that? What is she thinking right now? Just
That's
all
funny.
in my head, and yeah, it was funny. But
To answer you, Dustin Hoffman was 30 years old when they filmed this,
That makes
which is
sense.
crazy.
yeah,
Like I said, I buy it that he's like a 22-year-old or
yeah, I bought it.
yeah.
I was a little suspicious though that he might have been older,
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's how you didn't hire people that like younger than that to take on like such a big role
Yeah.
back in this 1960s, So that makes a lot of sense. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, yeah, I just love this movie. I love the Simon and Garfunkel songs, except for the super repetitive ones at the end.
Yeah.
I would probably act the same exact way he does in every single situation.
You think
That's
so?
why I think I like it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Do you think Mrs. Robinson is hot?
I didn't think so at the beginning, but there were some good shots of her.
Yeah.
I think I would have.
Oh, absolutely. I would have. I mean, objectively, I don't know how hot she is, but
I mean,
the way
look
they
at
portray
this
her-
shot right here.
Yeah, that's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And she's hot. Elaine's way hotter.
Yeah, I really like Elaine. So I watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day I watched this.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, Elaine must have been super hot in the 60s.
Yeah.
She's not in that many movies.
I know. Yeah. I
but-
think I remember that. But yeah, great actress.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for her on the first date. It's like, he takes her
Dude,
to
that is the most cringy scene. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I really cringed in that scene, but you feel horrible for her.
I know. Like we said, like there's a cringy, what should be cringy humor,
Yeah.
but it's like they just do it so well. That
Yeah.
It's actually funny, But him with like his glasses on and
Yeah.
like there's no way she'd like fall for this guy. And he's just so like erratic when
Right.
he wants to be, and I just didn't understand how they. But I guess it's better for the movie, like you're supposed to kind of doubt them together as a couple, you know, like everybody is in the movie.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of like they just want to go against what everybody's telling them to do, you know?
Right.
It's kind of you just gotta rebel, you know? You gotta be a little rebellious.
Yeah, that's a great point because from the very beginning of the movie, when we first meet her dad, he says something about calling up Elaine.
Yeah.
And like Benjamin's not interested at all.
Uh-huh.
But then by this point in the movie, once he's like built some confidence and wants to rebel against everything, he does want to get with her.
He
now
just
that it's like
dives
the
right
most
into it.
irrational thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. He just moves on to the next most irrational thing.
Right.
Which is the most fun, usually. Yeah. He also, the dad, he's getting back from a golf trip, like at midnight.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I thought that was funny. No way there was like night golf back then, but yeah. Okay, should we get into the categories?
Let's do it.
Favorite part? Like I said before, just the hotel scene, all of his interactions with like the hotel clerk.
Yeah.
How cringy he is and just doesn't know what he's doing. And he calls Miss Robinson. He's just being so like careful and calculated, you know, and she's just like, oh my gosh, like I thought, like, is he gonna go through with this? He's being really annoying, you know.
Well, that's a great point too. Like when you first meet a girl and you're so nervous that you're like messing things up and you're so worried that like the momentum's gonna get lost.
Yeah.
You ever been there, you know?
Yeah, I have.
Sorry if you haven't.
No, I
Sorry,
have,
that
definitely.
that was a really slow
I
reaction.
was just thinking. Brought me back, you know.
But no, yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah.
Like you're doubting that she's going to go through with it because he's acting so weird.
Yeah. No, yeah. And that's really relatable. I felt that way like in high school.
Yeah.
If I went out with somebody like a grade older than me or something, you know. So yeah, that's just such a great scene. The end scene at the church.
Yeah.
That's another great.
It kind of lost me there. I don't
Really?
like all the violence there.
I
at
thought
the
it
end.
was
just
funny
seems
how
kinda
she
like,
just like kind of matches his energy
yeah,
at the end there.
I like that part, but like literally fighting people off with the cross and then like locking them in the church.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is the most unbelievable part of this movie for me.
That's true.
That being said, I liked everything right after that.
Mm-hmm.
I also really liked the montage of like after he's established his relationship with Mrs. Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like literally a montage of him hanging out in the pool to like getting in bed with her and hanging out in the pool.
Yeah.
And it just shows like all the time that he's wasting, not really going anywhere, just kind of drifting.
Yeah.
I liked that whole sequence.
Yeah.
Mostly because the shots are really cool. The way they like blend in.
Yeah,
each
the
other.
transitions too.
Yeah.
Like when he's jumping onto out of the pool or whatever, and it's like onto Miss Robinson.
Right.
That was really cool. I think it's important to bring up how like Miss Robinson doesn't have a first name in the movie. And she kind of personifies like somebody who's not satisfied with their life, you know, which makes it surprising that she wouldn't want Elaine to be with Benjamin. Yeah. Because like she obviously has these regrets for how her life turned out. She chose a stable man who she wasn't in love with, you know, because she got pregnant and he had a nice job. And that's why she's seeking solace with Benjamin.
Right.
You know, as a way out of that. She's not happy. So you'd think she'd encourage Elaine and, you know, and Benjamin to go off, you know, to be together since they feel so passionately about their relationship.
Well, I think it makes sense. It's like the Notebook, you know, where the mom takes her to like the lumber yard and she's like, this is the man I loved and I had to make the right choice. Like Mrs. Robinson knows better than anybody that Benjamin is like a drifting loser.
Yeah.
Like, she knows he's not going anywhere. She doesn't want that for her daughter. Even though she regrets the life she chose, she'd rather have Elaine do the same thing and not follow her heart and get with somebody who's like more stable.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that just makes her more evil.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're supposed to think that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Though. That's my
the mom in
interpretation.
the Notebook also evil.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I can't believe she kept 365 letters.
I know. Yeah,
And then she takes, just talking about the Notebook, but she takes Rachel McAdams back to that lumberyard
Yeah.
to see the guy, and she's like, kind of fantasizing about what her life would be like. She'd definitely be more happy. And then that's when she kind of encourages Rachel McAdams to go with
yeah.
Ryan.
So that's where it differs.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah, so dude, I'm just so sick of moms and movies, dude. Like
Dude, I
some of
know.
them just really piss me off.
Just watched Carrie the other day.
Yeah, the worst
That
mom
mom,
ever.
jeez.
Jeez. I'm glad you watched that.
It's
It's
good.
this crazy movie.
We'll have to do that sometime.
No, we definitely will. We'll do Carrie sometime.
Listen, we're gonna get back to modern movies, and then we'll come back to old movies.
Do you think we're losing some of our viewership with
I don't
these
know.
old movies?
Like my friend Kason, you
yeah,
can't watch a movie that was made before 2010.
dude.
You just can't handle
Screw that guy, dude. That's just crazy.
So he's not going to listen to this podcast.
We might be just ruining these old movies for people
know.
now.
Because I was glad
we didn't ruin Chinatown. I mean, we kept
Yeah,
that whole twist.
That's true. I was glad nobody had ever talked to me about The Graduate. That I just kind of like stumbled upon it myself. That was
Yeah.
really nice.
That's what happened with me with Stand By Me.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the
whatever.
last
We're
time
gonna
we're
do
gonna
that
talk about
sometime.
that tonight.
No, we're gonna do Stand By Me at one point. Gosh, what was I gonna say, dude? I was gonna say something important.
Notebook, old movies, new movies.
The reason we're doing old movies is because like we want people to listen to this and be like inspired to go watch it. You know? And be like, oh wow, like people can really like this movie. I should watch it,
Yeah, that's how I am with my favorite movie podcast. Like I won't listen to it first, but if there's one that I want to listen to, I'll watch the movie because I want to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, that's happened with me multiple
Yeah.
times. So I don't know. Hopefully, you guys get a little bit inspired. Go watch The Graduate. Why don't you instead of just watching Bumblebee?
Yeah,
or
Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel, whatever,
Snow White and the Seven Not Dwarves.
and the 7 minorities.
Yeah.
or whatever. Okay. So
favorite part. we
Favorite part
established
is
that.
the hotel scene.
Yeah.
Is that you too?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it really is probably.
Okay, cool. Least favorite part? You mentioned the church scene.
Yeah, probably.
I liked it though.
Also, just every time, what song?
I think
is
it
playing?
validated for me like his efforts in wooing her. Because I was like, really? He's gonna move to Berkeley. He's stalking her. That probably hasn't aged
Yeah.
very well. He's
Yeah,
literally
no.
stalking her this whole time after one date with her. So my like kind of modern alarms were going off a little
Your
bit.
woke alarms.
My woke alarms. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of developing those.
Yeah. Okay, I just figured out the song that plays
Okay,
so
what is
much
it?
at the very end. It's Scarborough Fair. Are
How
you
does it-
going to Scarborough Fair?
How does it go?
That's how it goes. But I can't sing it
Why can't you?
because it's really high pitched.
You're a beautiful singer.
Thanks, man. I don't want to
So
sing
sing
that.
it. Why not?
It goes. It's in a round. And that's what's also annoying about it. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Something green.
Is
I
that
don't
the
know.
tune? That can't be the tune.
Do 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 do.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do, do, do.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of remembering it. Yeah.
Anyway, any part that's playing past the third time it plays is my least favorite part.
Yeah. I think they could have used. I mean, this movie's iconic for its score.
Yeah.
It's just music at the time. It's just Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, well, I looked it up when I first watched it. I can't remember the story. Like, Simon and Garfunkel hadn't released these songs. They didn't write them specifically for the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like their way of releasing them. So it's just like their whole album.
Really?
Was this movie, apparently, if
It's
I'm
kinda
remembering
crazy.
correctly. But their song, Mrs. Robinson, is obviously about this movie, Mrs. Robinson. You know, so
Mhm.
I don't know.
Dang.
So that's
But yeah, I didn't like the score. Kind of bothered me a little bit towards the end there.
Yeah,
But yeah, not really any like bad parts of this movie.
no, yeah.
So
I'm smiling the entire time in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me as well. This was just one of those movies where it's like you watch like 4 or 5 kind of mediocre ones in a row,
Mhm.
and you're just waiting to get like an emotional connection with the movie.
Yeah,
And then it happens, and you're just like so happy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this movie to end. It's like I just want to be in this moment where I'm just content with
right.
what I'm watching, and I'm excited. So yeah. Okay, life lessons from this movie.
If a MILF offers to make love with you
Okay.
or to have a romantic relationship with you, do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think
No, I think that was the right
the cons
call.
outweigh
I think
the
that's
pros?
right call.
You think that was the message of the
No.
of the movie?
Life lessons. I was gonna say don't take your first date to a strip club or like
Yeah.
a weird strip show, but that
Mm.
worked. For
I
him.
guess it did work. Yeah. So go for it.
Yeah. What do you think? What's a good life lesson?
I think just don't rush into anything,
Yeah.
or do. You
Yeah.
could work out.
Here's the thing: what happens after that after that bus ride? They're not married.
Yeah.
Like they can, if
Where's
they've
that bus
already
going?
realized exactly.
Yeah.
If they've already realized it's not right for them, they can just back out.
Yeah, but she can't go with that guy
Yeah.
anymore. So she's single.
Yeah.
I think they just try it out.
Yeah.
They don't get married right away, but like they still have that passion. I think that was just kind of the moment of realization.
Yes.
This is our
This
lives.
is real. Yeah.
And that's never pleasant.
Yeah.
You
It's
probably
never
felt the
romantic.
same way on your wedding.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you.
Right?
Yeah, if you're
Just
if
like,
you're
oh no,
19
no more mystery.
right. Yeah. No more chase, dude.
Yeah.
If you're a 19-year-old member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints about to get married after 3 weeks of engagement, this
Mhm.
is not my experience.
My sister did that.
Oh, well, it's worked out for her, so never mind.
It has. Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Congrats on her and her baby boy.
Yeah. Congrats or whatever.
Does she still listen? Does Jay still listen?
No. They don't
Well,
think
congrats
they
to you,
ever
too.
listened.
Oh, that's great.
I've told my parents to stop listening.
Oh, good.
I told them like last week I was doing Chinatown. They're like, is that one good? And when they say good, they don't mean like, is it entertaining?
Yeah.
They mean like, is it a bad movie? Or, like, it's because we've been doing like The Witch
Right.
Midsummer. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. It's R or whatever. It's
Right.
kind of got some messed up stuff, but yeah, don't watch it.
Yeah.
I was like, so don't listen. So yeah,
Okay. Well, that's my life lesson. Don't jump into things.
don't jump into things.
Or you can.
Or yeah,
it's great.
So
Like,
that's our life lesson. Don't jump into things, or unless you want to, then do it.
Because really, that's how he found himself, was like jumping into the unknown.
Yeah,
So
I think it works out. I mean, whoever regrets any kind of quick decision,
I mean,
I've never even like heard of that.
yeah, neither am I.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hanging out at the pool looked
Yeah.
like a lot of fun.
yeah, he was looking great.
Yeah.
Looking nice and tan.
Yeah. I was gonna make a bad joke, but I don't want to. So
Okay.
let's move on to most literally me character. It's obviously Benjamin.
Yeah.
Any other candidates? I don't think. Nobody. Even,
Maybe the plastics guy.
the plastics.
I'd like to get
That's
involved
kinda
with
more you,
plastics.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
When you like recruit people for solar
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not even like any other young men in this movie.
No,
Which I
it's
think
not.
is why
It's
it
just-
works
it's
so
just
well.
Him, yeah.
Yeah.
He's so isolated.
Yeah.
And that's so true because outside of like even like with your friends, like I didn't know your major, I didn't know
I didn't know you
your
were
plan.
major until Friday.
Yeah. Well, it's changed a bit, but it's
Yeah.
like you feel like other people have it figured out,
Right.
and you only know that you don't, and you don't know that nobody else really does. So you just it makes you feel a little bit isolated, you know.
That's a really great point.
Thank you.
Really profound.
Yeah, dude, I just thought of it. I'm kind of ruining it. But yeah, so I found that relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought it up how it's there, you know, there's no other young men.
Right.
So it adds to that feeling of isolation for him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah. Okay, next category. Best quote.
I really like when he's in the pool and his dad's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to get a job? And he's like, I think I'm just going to drift here for a while.
Yeah.
Because that's like
It's got a
the whole
double
movie.
meaning.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
just drifting. You know, he doesn't care about what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this for like 4 months, so I can't think of another one.
I like plastics.
Plastics is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's just the one everybody knows. Just, would you like me to seduce you?
Yeah.
If some
That's great.
hot lady said that to me,
Seriously.
that'd be cool.
You're telling me.
Yeah. Okay. Is that all the
Who
categories?
could Ryan Gosling play?
Yeah.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Or
Easy.
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah.
If I was playing the role of Benjamin, I would want Ryan Gosling as Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah. Kind of be like a Call Me By Your Name type
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
movie. Yeah.
I love that movie. That'd be great. It's a great coming of age film.
Oh, yeah. Also, the draft today, we're doing coming of age movies, which we're very excited for. So, yeah, I think that's all the categories.
Yeah.
All the ones we care about.
Sorry if we missed any. We don't have our notes.
Yeah, I don't have my computer because it's cruddy. And I need to upgrade to like $1,000 computer, whatever, that Spencer wants me to get. But I'm protesting.
Yeah. As you should. As is your right.
Yeah.
Jaren's on strike.
On strike, yeah. With our stupid producer, Spencer. Doesn't do shit.
Who doesn't do
He
shit
sucks
around
and he
here.
smells bad.
Gosh,
Just
dude.
kidding.
We recorded the podcast. Dude, we recorded the podcast in this room last night. Me and
Yeah.
Spencer.
I
You
can
walk
still
in, first
smell a
thing
little
you
bit of
say,
the residual.
smells like Spencer in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's we had to open this window for like an hour.
Yeah. If you
air
can
this,
believe that.
air this gas trap out. Okay. Let's get into the draft. Okay. We're gonna do coming of age films. Okay. For those of you who don't know what a coming of age film is, it's what is it, Austin?
Let's see.
It's young people, not young specifically.
Sometimes, most of the time.
People like figuring stuff out. You know,
Okay.
like
I've got a definition here.
well, let me just give my
Okay, yeah, you go
definition
ahead.
just based on what I know. Because it is pretty broad, okay? Something inventive, somebody like figuring stuff out, you know? You think of coming of age film, you think of like trees, indie, kind of a little bit indie vibe, you
Right.
know? Maybe like a little bit of like a love story or some teenage boy or girl like confused about what they want to do in life. The Graduate is a perfect example of a coming of age film. It might be the best of all time, if not Stand By Me. So
That's insane.
yeah, this is pretty much it. What's the official
Yeah.
definition?
Focuses on the growth of a protagonist from childhood to adulthood or coming of age, tends to emphasize dialogue or internal monologue over action, and are often set in the past.
Okay,
I think that's a little loose. I wouldn't agree with everything in there, but
yeah,
I don't think it
doesn't have to
necessarily
be
needs
set
to
in the
be.
past or
Yeah.
whatever.
Or even really, it focuses on a singular character arc,
Yeah,
and they're growing into something, not necessarily an age,
mhm.
even though it's coming of age,
Yes,
but maturation in some capacity.
some sort of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, films that are excluded, Captain America. Okay. Any
Whoa.
Marvel movie. Yeah. So cross that off your list.
Hey, it's off. Jeez.
Yeah. Whatever. You guys know. You're a smart audience, listenership, or whatever.
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
want
So
me
you
to flip
want
a coin?
Yeah. Why don't you cheat again?
I'll do it.
I'll do heads.
Oh, you sure you want to do heads? You always do tails.
No, it's gonna backfire. I'll do tails.
Okay. Well, it's tails.
Wow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It
for
would have been
helping me out
funnier
there.
if it was heads.
That would've
Okay. Let me pull up my list here. I make a list and then I make it private.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I don't want you stealing my ideas
Oh,
before
sure,
we record.
dude.
Even though I know all 6. Are we doing 5, 6?
6, dude.
I know all 6 of
Can we do
yours.
7? Because there's
I don't know.
7 I want to cover.
I don't want to do 7.
You
Let's
don't?
do 7. Let's do 7.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do 7.
7. Okay. First pick. I'm just going to cover it briefly because we're going to do this film later on.
Haven't we already done it?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
I wanted to.
My first pick, we've already done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead. No, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
Sure.
please.
It's Stand By Me, which is a beautiful film directed by Rob Reiner. Came out in 1986. Not that old. Okay. It's not a dated movie. It doesn't feel that way. Think of like when you were young and your relationships that you had with your best friends.
Yeah.
And how small that world seemed and how important it all was to you at the time, you know? I don't know. This is just one of the ones that just had a really big effect on me watching it by myself. And like, it was when I moved out of Cedar, you know? And,
Right. That was
you
the
know,
first time you'd seen it?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know
Spencer
that.
was still there and Forrest, and, you know, you'd moved on to marriage
Jeez.
or whatever, you know, Joss,
Yeah.
everybody was gone. And I was just like kind of just missing the old days. And even when I was a kid, you know, those relationships that you had with your friends and how important it all was. And Stand By Me it's just a perfect display of the human emotion at that time, you know?
Yeah.
And I know you don't like kid actors or whatever, but River Phoenix, he's a star of the show, and it's a real tragedy. He passed away way too young. He was 23 at a nightclub. But Leo and Brad Pitt say they like owe their careers to River, you know?
Really? Just because he wasn't taking roles, or like they
No,
inspired,
I
he
mean,
inspired
like
them?
when he died, there was 2 roles that he was going to do, but they went on to Brad and Leo.
Wow.
And he just like, they said they read scripts now and they're like, oh, this would have been perfect for River.
Wow.
You know, everybody really holds him in such a nice light in Hollywood, you know, and he was a great guy from everything that I've heard. And it's just I listened to a podcast on this movie before I saw it, and they played a clip and it made me cry at work.
Really?
And I was like, just like an idiot. Just like I was packing boxes and I just started crying. So really emotional. And I just love the friendship of it.
Yeah.
So, and we'll talk about it more in depth when we do a pod on it eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to have a guest. I'll have to call in a rain check.
That's cool, dude.
Here's what I do. It's
What
a
do you-
fine
yeah.
movie. It's a Stephen King, which is always good.
Mm-hmm.
When I was that age, I didn't talk or act or think that way.
Okay.
Like, it's so clearly an older writer just like glorifying his past, and I get that that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't seem very real to me.
Well, it's
But-
all from the book.
Yeah, no, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying.
you're
It's like
saying.
I just picture some book author just being like, "Oh, my childhood was so awesome, and this is what I was thinking back then." But it's not.
I just kind of look past that.
Yeah,
And I internalize it and I kind of accept the way they talk to each other
right.
and just like view it from my own perspective on how
Yeah.
I used to talk with my friends.
Like it's
You know,
happening in a vacuum. Yeah.
You had your own like jargon or whatever stuff
absolutely.
you'd say, and they have their same way of talking, you
Mm.
know? So I think I just, I look past the script, which I don't even mind. I'm all in. Like, I think it's funny. the
No,
way they
we'll
talk
own
to
it.
each
Yeah, I
other.
mean, you like it. You love that movie.
It's just so random. I mean, they're just talking about like superheroes, who's
Yeah.
faster, the Flash or Superman, you know,
Right.
and who'd win in a fight. And if you could only have one food left, just like these topics that we used to just talk about all the time.
Yeah,
You know? I don't know. I just really like Gordy and Chris Chambers'
Yeah.
friendship. It reminds me of me and my best friend Kyler
Uh-huh.
when we were kids, So yeah, really good movie. I don't care.
Okay,
if you
no,
don't
hey,
like
we'll
it.
talk about it. We'll talk about it. It's great.
We'll do a pod. You'll watch it again, and we'll.
Yeah, I think I do need a second viewing. I watched it at work. Usually when I didn't watch it at work, just in case anybody's listening that represents my company.
Sure.
This was my old job, by the way.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
You don't do that anymore.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Okay, my pick. I'm gonna do Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
1997. We've had a podcast about this. We've talked about it. Go back and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just pinnacle of coming of age. A lot of similarities to The Graduate, and that and I mean all coming of age movies. In that there's the aspect of kind of being lost, not knowing what to do at this new age,
Yeah.
and having to find that. So I love that movie.
Yeah,
We
I
both
love that
love
movie too,
So
and I feel the same way about it. Perfect. Probably the best coming of age film. Or maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
it just doesn't. I don't think of it as a coming of age film. Like that's not the main genre for me.
Yeah.
But it definitely is. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of parallels to The Graduate. I mean,
Yeah.
just between Will and Benjamin, they're kind of in that same level of life. Just figuring stuff out, kind of drifting.
right.
Okay, number 2. I'm gonna take The Sandlot.
Nice.
Really, really good movie. It was just always on at my house growing up. We had like the VHS tape of it,
Right.
Remember just popping that thing in and watching it a bunch of times. Iconic, I love the narration, and I just remember it's just a movie like I remember all the different parts of it,
Yeah.
and the dog.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Pretty much everybody's seen that movie, but just kids, just the friendships, and he's got like his mentor kind of, older brother figure, Alex, and he doesn't have a dad.
Right.
So just a lot of beautiful, like, emotions that it expresses, friendship and leadership, from Alex, and the mystique that they build around the dog, and the beast.
See, I don't know why I relate so much more to The Sandlot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it follows the same formula as Stand By Me in that way.
Yeah. It's also got sports,
Yeah, it was filmed in Utah, so that's big.
True, yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy The Sandlot a lot more
You do.
for those reasons you just named. Yeah.
The s'more scene, just really like that. It's got like the in the jungle. That movie or that song just always reminds me of The Sandlot.
Really?
Yeah. And then the story that Squints tells.
Mm-hmm.
My sister always says, like, pass me the mallow. Mallows are marshmallows, like, in our house.
Right.
That's just what everybody calls them, just because of how many times we've seen The Sandlot. So, yeah.
Well, great
But
pick.
perfect, yeah, like just coming of age, a kid figuring things out. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you, dude.
Okay. I'm going to make a pick for... Oh, this is kind of tough. When I think of a coming-of-age movie, I think of Lady Bird.
Okay. Yeah, I have that on my list.
Lady Bird, directed by Greta Gerwig, starring Saoirse Ronan. Just a very good, like, coming-of-age, slice-of-life movie. I can't even put a finger on why I like it so much, other than because it's relatable, of course.
Yeah.
But, almost nothing happens. It's literally just about her moving out of, like, finishing school and going to move out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so good. It's just so intimate and such a contained story.
Yeah.
But it's great.
No, it is great. And she's like, it's just like The Graduate, just figuring stuff out. And her dynamic with her mom, just a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
They're both so stubborn and that it's maddening, but
Right.
the love is there. But yeah, that's a great film.
Well, maybe that's what's relatable. Like, I just distinctly remember when I was a teenager.
The miscommunication.
Yeah, just knowing I was right and knowing my parents like didn't know what was going on, knowing they were like,
Yeah.
and now even just a few years removed from that, just the hindsight of like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself in Lady Bird when she's obviously in the wrong, like arguing with her mom.
Yeah. But I mean, also the mom's wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes too.
Yeah.
And that was a shock for me to see when I saw this.
Yeah.
You usually don't see how the parents are wrong
But
in the situation.
that's what's so great about it. That's what's real life,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I'm going to take... I don't think we're going to intersect at all on this. I'm kind of just
Really
picking ones that I want to talk about.
I've got a couple that
see.
wouldn't intersect with you. I do want to steal a couple from you, but I won't.
I don't think you're going to steal any.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude.
Okay.
So you can try to. I dare you.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Okay. We can be cutthroat,
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'd take from you.
You could take Mean Girls.
I don't like to take ones that I've already taken in other drafts.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So
Same.
I feel like I've picked Superbad before. I feel like I'm not going to take it.
Here's the thing. That's the top of my list.
Yeah.
But to me, that's less of like a coming of age film. Like who? And like I was looking up what's a coming of age.
It's the exact same thing. Just them figuring out how they're going to be away from each other when they go to college.
But I just feel like there's so few lessons learned. Yeah.
It's
Which is fine.
It's like what not to do in that situation.
Yeah.
Like
they're not really coming of age. They're like staying the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's more about like acceptance.
Yeah.
And it's a sad ending, I mean, they go their separate ways on the escalator and he's just going off with a girl. That's just, that's sad to see your friend go off with a girl,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to take, I don't know if these are in order, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to take The Outsiders.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Based off a really good book. I'm sure maybe a lot of you read it for English class in high school. I think I've read it a few times, but I really liked this movie. It was also another one that was just on, like I've seen it a bunch of times. It's got Patrick Swayze.
Mm-mm. So hot.
Pony Boy. It's got Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. It's got like everybody,
Oh, man, that's crazy.
But just Pony Boy, and it's also got the Karate Kid, Another great just example of friendship.
Yeah.
Like the Karate Kid, he's literally willing to like stab somebody to keep his friend safe.
Yeah.
When they were like maybe going to drown him, and they just go on the run, and them navigating that whole situation by themselves. It's just like, I wouldn't do anything different.
Right.
He doesn't know how to spend all of his money at the grocery store. It's like way too much like bologna. He just buys like bologna for weeks, So yeah, I just really like that one. Just beautiful. The fights, it's got a really gut-wrenching ending. Gut-wrenching. Yeah, just a lot of lessons we learned with that one. I recommend it to a lot of people. A little bit older. It came out in 1983, but it's directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who's one of the best directors ever. Right. Directed Apocalypse Now, The Godfather Part 2. A lot of really good movies. So, yeah, that's my third pick.
Okay, very nice. I'm going to go with, and we've kind of covered this in passing. Isn't it crazy? There was a time where so many movies were coming out. We did 2 a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do No Hard Feelings.
Okay.
It's kind of like a reverse of The Graduate, where like we're seeing it through the lens of the older woman.
Yeah.
And I mean, we both loved it. It's hilarious. It's a very different kind of coming of age story because she's past that time where she should have been grown up,
Yeah.
Like
that's a good point.
She has to deal with being an adult, but the stakes are different, which I really liked. And, it's just a funny, good, feel good party movie,
Yeah.
hang out movie.
And you're also watching him.
Yeah.
Like the protagonist. I mean, they're both she's more the antagonist of the film.
Absolutely. Like,
You
he
know?
has everything going for him.
Yeah.
And she's kind of getting in the way of it.
So you're
personal gain.
watching him like, kind of what he's going to go through. And it's, it's hard to see and it's emotional. But, yeah, that's a good point. Just a very different take on the coming of age film.
Yeah.
Where she's changing. I mean, everybody just needs to kind of change and grow up in that film.
Right.
And yeah, that's a good pick.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to take throwback to high school movie class. Do you know what I'm going to pick?
The way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way back. This one, I had seen it before we watched it in the movie class. Or film class, sorry.
Yeah, we were not watching movies in that class.
Yeah.
We were watching films.
Something that really resonated with me is like when I was that young and I was still like awkward and angsty and didn't know how to like interact with my older people, and just how awkward you feel all the time, and you're just in your own body, your own skin. And how he like gets out of it and he finds like these people who can get him out of his shell.
Right.
He gets a job at a water park and Sam Rockwell, amazing actor, plays kind of like his father figure when he doesn't have one. And Toni Collette also in it. She's the mom from Hereditary. Great performance by her, and Steve Carell. Steve Carell is the bad guy and he's like so mean, and it's such a crazy thing to think of. Right, you could see Steve Carell like that, but if you just want your world to be turned upside down, if you want to see Steve Carell as a bad guy, go watch that. But also, I think there's a lot it'll take you back, to when you were kind of that awkward kid, and just very satisfying, He was so like awkward. It was maddening to me. Like, he just couldn't talk, couldn't communicate, And then there's that cute girl from Bridge to Terabithia, it's just so great. Yeah,
it is.
Really like it.
I really don't remember any of that movie.
Really?
I remember watching it in film class and I remember like little tidbits of it. I have to revisit that.
You gave it a 3.5.
But that's like a retrospective. I don't remember anything about it,
I gave it a 4.5. Spencer gave it a 4. Zach gave it a 4.
Sometimes if I don't remember a movie and I want to give it a rating on Letterboxd, I'll just give it the average.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I did there.
It's probably, yeah. I think I've seen it once since then.
Really?
But
I'll have to rewatch it. This isn't on my list, but that actually made me think of it. This isn't like one of my favorites, but kind of has the same feeling of The Way Back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But Big Time Adolescence.
Yeah, that was on my list.
I had forgotten about that one. This one's kind of relatable because there have been so many times in my life where there's a guy that's older than me, and I just think like he's the coolest guy ever, Yeah. And then it's not until years later where you're like, maybe
I'm not
he
older
wasn't.
than you.
Oh, jeez. I'll always think you're so cool. Where you get to a point and you're like, oh my gosh, he wasn't good for me. Like he's a loser, It hasn't happened a ton in my life, but people who I held in high regard, now when I look back, I'm like, I don't want to be like them anymore.
Yeah.
And at every point in this movie, Pete Davidson's character is like sabotaging the kid inadvertently. He wants what's best for him, but really he's like setting him up for failure.
Yeah,
and it's
just
just
giving
really
him
sad.
bad advice.
Right. And then by the end of the movie, like he can separate himself and it's all well and good, but it's a good movie. Sydney Sweeney's in that.
She is.
Jeez.
Real early Sweeney performance.
Yeah, that's before she was on our radar.
I know.
think.
Like I didn't even recognize her when I saw this. Yeah, just a lot. Like I think that teaches you a valuable lesson on like when it's time to move on.
Yeah.
From certain friends too. You know?
Absolutely.
I've never had to. I never will.
Yeah, good. Don't.
I'm loyal. So
You also picked right, dude.
I know. I just got lucky. Got lucky with you guys. So yeah, great pick. Okay, I'm gonna take for my 5th pick. I'm gonna take Stuck in Love.
Okay.
You seen that?
I don't know if I have.
I think you have.
Stuck in Love?
One of Zach's favorite movies. Oh, I
then
guess not.
No way I've
He
seen
gave it a 4. Yeah, so you haven't. He used to talk about this film in high school. I think he's.
You think I listened to that guy in high school, dude?
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, is this
Stuck in Love.
Oh.
You seen it?
No.
Nat Wolff. You haven't seen it?
No.
It's a really good movie about high school and kind of like your high school crush, you
Mhm.
know? But there's like, 3 different storylines going on. There's like Lily Collins and Logan Lerman are like, she's kind of like pushed down her feelings, doesn't want to fall in love.
Is the dad like a divorced writer? Or
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen it, but not enough to log.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. But there's like 3 different, very different like love stories going on. But it's not exactly a love story. It's it just romanticizes that time,
Right.
and it's a good fall movie. If you're thinking of fall,
Great.
you want to watch a fall movie. It all happens kind of around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. Just really good. It romanticizes writing a lot. And writing's something I really like and I'm passionate about. So it just makes you want to like write a poem
Right.
about the girl you like.
Okay. You ever done that?
Not a poem.
But a
Written, like,
short
in my
story or
journal.
what?
Not a short, whatever. I wrote a book. Yes,
Sure.
No. Like don't you remember in high school if like maybe you thought something was going to go somewhere with a girl
Oh,
and
yeah.
you got sad and you maybe wrote it down in your journal?
Yeah.
So I've done that before.
Yeah. Of course.
Like life, when you feel deeply about something, doesn't matter if it's bad or good, it makes you want to write, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you just want to express yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's things you can't really, you don't want to express. It's personal. So you write, And that's kind of what this movie makes me think of,
Okay.
So yeah.
That's a great pick.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I like
Watch
that
it.
sentiment a lot.
Thank you.
Recording your feelings. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, your pick.
Okay. My pick. I'm going to go with I've got 3 more picks. We're doing 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go
Unless
with
you want to do 8.
I could. I
Let's
don't
do
want
8.
to. Okay, let's do 8.
Okay.
We got to hustle though.
Okay.
Every week we hit like our recording limit.
We do?
Yeah.
What are we at right now? What's the time?
We're at like an hour 25.
Oh.
So not that bad.
Short for us. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We can take our time. No, but every week it's like you have 10 minutes left on this cycle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is fine.
Does it say how much time we have left?
No, it doesn't say until after it's like done uploading.
What if we go over?
Then you just have to pay per hour,
Ah, okay.
which is not that much. Sorry to derail that.
It's okay.
I'm gonna do one for my friend Kaysen. His favorite movie ever is Ferris Bueller's
500
Day Off.
Days of Summer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, this isn't his favorite movie, but
Is that his favorite?
he really does.
Dude,
like
I
that.
heard that like years ago, and I just remember.
Really? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Because he talks about it like pretty often.
Really?
He's kind of embarrassed.
I think
about
you
it.
told me.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but he claims to be embarrassed about it for some reason. But then he also owns it.
I almost picked that for our directorial debut
Oh, really?
draft. 'Cause that was Mark Webb's first movie.
Oh, nice.
I should have. I think I just forgot about it, or else I would have picked it.
Yeah, you were really struggling that draft. You didn't do your research.
Shut up.
Remember, after every pick, you were getting so pissed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I missed like.
I mean, you
Revenge of
did
the
fine,
Sith.
but
I would have taken Revenge of the Sith and Fellowship of the Ring, maybe.
Wait, directorial debut?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're. Oh wait.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of cameos.
Yeah. So you're thinking of cameos.
And then you just
Debut.
named-
I didn't. I did.
You
good.
didn't struggle. Okay, sorry.
Let me think. Let me look back at my
Okay.
directorial debut.
While you do that, I'm going to talk about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is like the high school movie.
That's who you're picking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really, really loved this in high school. It was like if you would have asked me what one of the, key movies in cinema history is, I'd probably say Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I no longer believe that, but regardless, it's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just like there's an element that I can't really describe in all of these movies where it kind of stresses me out because I think I relate to it so much.
Yeah.
Of like wasting time and wasting away.
Mm-hmm.
And like their whole time when they're just walking around Chicago and like their little montages, the little scenes in the museum, it like really makes my skin crawl.
Really?
Because I'm like, they're just wasting time. They're not doing anything. Like, I don't know. But they're also living life, so there's a purpose to it.
It's a different reaction.
I need to rewatch it. It's been years. But anyway, that's my
I
pick.
just think of how cool Ferris is. And
yeah.
I kind of watch it from this perspective of his friend. What's his name? Christopher? I don't know.
Looks like Bill Lambier.
With the hockey jersey.
Cameron,
yeah. Just being able to watch Ferris that whole movie and just like he really can just do it all, and it's just fun to watch. So
yeah, great movie.
Yeah, okay, good pick.
Okay, thanks.
Next I'm gonna take Kings of Summer.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? Yeah, well, I have. So it's just me and Zach that's seen it. But
you're in some good company there.
Yeah, it's what do you mean by that? Sound like you were joking.
No.
Very good movie. It's coming of age. It's about these kids, these two best friends who are kind of suffocated by their parents, and they decide to move just to go into the wilderness and run away.
Mm-hmm.
And really funny. Like his dad is Nick Offerman, and he's just like stern and funny, But you can see how like it'd be a little bit suffocating,
right.
living with him. He plays that character well,
just as Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Is that Moises Arias?
Yeah, Moises Arias.
That's funny.
He's like the comic relief character, and it can come off as cringy a little bit, but I found it a charming Moises Arias performance.
Okay.
Of the many there are.
Hey man, he was killer in Hannah Montana. I'll tell you that.
Hannah Montana, Ender's Game. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he's good. He's the bully in that. It's
really?
Funny. Yeah, he's like 5'2".
He's 5'1". I'm seeing it right here.
Oh,
That's
5'1".
insane.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was like trying to be mean a little bit.
No,
5'1". Actually 5'1". I was being generous. Jeez, how tall is Spencer?
Spencer Silva?
5'3".
5'2".
5'2".
I think. Yeah.
He always says 5'2.5".
He's always wearing those inserts, so he's probably 5'3".
Yeah. So these kids, they go into wilderness and they kind of just meet Moises Arias or whatever, but it's really unrealistic because they build like this perfect home, with like bunk beds and they survive off the land. But there's really like a KFC type. Just kind of like across the way a little bit where they keep getting their food. But it's just really funny. It's the world that they're in. It's unrealistic, but you don't necessarily buy it, but you just go along with it.
Right.
Because it's fun. And there's like this kind of love triangle that's going on. And it's Starlight from The Boys. She's young,
nice.
But she's kind of the love interest. About how these she gets in between these two boys and just relatable.
Sure.
Of
course. We've been there.
You and your best friend always like the same girl.
Yeah.
And you just got to get past that, And they, I won't spoil it, but, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But
They both
Some of
have
the
sex with her?
unrealistic aspects,
And then with each
they're-
other?
They're too young for that in this
Okay,
movie.
okay.
But some of the things they do, it's just fun to watch. It's like,
Right.
if you and your buddy just went to the wilderness, like best case scenario, how much fun you would have. Like that's
Yeah.
how much fun they're having, and they don't want to come home, but they reconcile with their family and kind of get through it, and that's relatable too.
Right.
So, yeah, real good movie. I recommend it. The Kings of Summer.
Okay.
Give it a watch
Beautiful.
if you want.
If you do want to watch a movie where two friends are in love with the same girl and then they both have sex with her and then with each other.
Let me think. What you're referencing? Brokeback Mountain.
No, but geez, watch that.
That's a good one.
It's a
Okay.
great movie. It's called And Your Mother as Well. Y tu mamá
E2.
también.
Okay.
Um,
Don't spoil this for me.
I don't want to
'cause
spoil
haven't
that.
seen it.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that your pick?
They don't really have sex with each other. No, that's not my pick.
Oh, okay.
That's on my list, but I'm not going to pick that.
All right.
That's a great
So you
coming
don't
of age.
actually like it.
I love it. That's
Okay.
a great coming of age film. Here's what happened. I've been watching more Cuarón movies, and I've watched a couple that I don't like. So that one, even though it's my favorite of his, I'm like,
That's
maybe it's not
Alfonso.
that good. Yeah,
You should watch
Um,
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I've heard
And
that's great.
I hear that's his best.
I've heard that's fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna do Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Okay. I
you
haven't
seen this
that. Nope. Not yet.
It's a great double feature with The Graduate.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fantastic because he has just graduated college. He moves back home and he meets Dakota Johnson's character, who is this older woman.
Hmm.
And they develop some sort of a relationship. It's not the same as The Graduate,
Yeah.
but it's directed by Cooper Raiff. It's written by Cooper Raiff, and then he stars in it. And sometimes I wouldn't like that when they make themselves like the charming, cool character, but it just works with this guy.
It seems narcissistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it works in this one. And it's kind of more of like an R age of The Graduate, where like you
okay.
understand a lot of his humor, like you relate to a lot of it. Yeah, it's pretty much The Graduate updated.
Okay.
So
Sounds
I'd
interesting.
recommend it highly.
Okay, I'll give it a watch. I don't like movies I don't like there to be any movies that you've seen that I haven't.
Yeah.
So I try to knock those off.
Sure.
Give them a watch as soon as
Start
I
with
can.
Brokeback Mountain.
Okay, well, I actually almost did the other day.
Really?
But I started After Sun. So I was like, okay, I need to get this one off.
That's
the
on my list
yeah.
here.
Oh, it is? You gonna pick it?
Maybe not.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay, we're doing 8, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to do 8? I only want to talk about one more.
Okay, let's just do 7 then.
Okay. We'll do like honorable mentions.
Okay,
like
sure.
recommendations.
That's great.
My last pick, Swiss Army Man. It's a good movie. I don't care what Austin says.
Hey,
you
agree
gave it a
with you.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, you like it.
I'm on the Army Man train.
Spencer Silva gave this a 1 star because he's an idiot.
It was him and Forrest just like not understanding it, dude.
Forrest, watch this.
Yeah, it was me, you, Forrest, Grace, and Spencer, and Zach, maybe.
I don't remember Forrest being there. Forrest hasn't logged it. Grace gave it a 3. You gave it a 4. This was like an important movie for you and Grace because
Yeah,
first time you guys like cuddled watching a movie.
Yeah,
with
that's
your
why I
wife.
liked it so much.
Really?
I think so. That's why everybody else was complaining, was because
You just didn't want
They
it to
didn't-
end, you know?
yeah, they didn't want to sit through it, and I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'd seen it before that, but
right,
showing it to you guys and mixed reactions from it.
and it's directed by the
Whatever.
Daniels. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Your 2 favorite guys.
Mm-hmm. Who are they?
They did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
Your
cool.
favorite movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't know why you're
Sure, man.
You're pressing me about
Oh,
that.
sure.
Yeah. So this one, it's got Daniel Radcliffe. He's Harry Potter. Okay, guys, and Paul Dano. He plays the Riddler in the Batman. Not Jim Carrey, but the more recent Batman. Daniel Radcliffe is this dead body that kind of reanimates comes to life and starts talking, and Paul Dano and this dead body are on this island by themselves. And it's one of those movies where you're watching somebody experience life for the first time, you know. The dead body obviously already experienced life, and he's experiencing it again after forgetting, you know.
Right.
But there's something I just really love about innocence in a movie, and when they do a good job of displaying that emotion, you know.
Yeah.
You see, like, Daniel Radcliffe, you know, as a dead body, just asks these questions, and he's asking all the right questions, you know, or the wrong questions, you know. But it's just funny to watch him learn these things about life, you know. And I just find films like that just really interesting, and it's a perfect coming of age film, in my opinion, where it just like Paul Dano's like explaining what it's like to see a cute girl at a bus stop or on the bus, you know, and all those emotions you feel about, should I talk to her? What if she doesn't, you know, what if she says no, or, you know,
Right.
all these different things. And he just explains everything in this exquisite detail, and it puts up these like elaborate, like kind of plays, you know, and or they're playing the two people in the scene. And it's just beautiful, you know, the way they go about it. And, you know, it's got a lot of fart jokes and wiener jokes and stuff, but I just think that stuff's funny, you know?
Yeah, you love that stuff.
I think a lot of things are funny, you know,
you just love
whatever.
life.
I've kept my childhood humor and gained the older humor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you have that childlike sense of wonder.
Yeah. I've tried to just preserve it as much as I can. I'm about to lose it. Words getting to me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Great pick.
Okay. Thank you.
I liked what you said about innocence in films, and that made me think of Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
You know, like the same kind of vibes where I need to rewatch Swiss Army Man. But a lot of it's like imaginary because he's like putting on the plays. Like that just reminds me of Jojo Rabbit, where he's always communicating with Hitler, and like he creates this own world around him.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a good coming of age film. I'm not going to pick it.
I don't want this good. Okay, your last pick.
Okay. And then we're going to do honorable mentions, right? Just run through them. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to do Moonlight. And this isn't like...
Is that film a little bit gay?
Here's why it's so relatable. Myself as a gay black man, I just resonate with it. No, it's a wonderful coming of age film, but it's more like it's less about learning about the world, and it's more about learning about himself. Like he just denies what he really wants for so long.
Really?
And then he embraces it. It's really just, whereas a lot of these other ones are kind of in your face and they're kind of more lighthearted, this one's more tonal and serious.
Yeah.
And slower paced. But a lot of the same kind of themes that you can relate to. Of just growing up and into a world that you didn't really ask to be in, or you know, and you just kind of have to learn how to navigate it and just survive.
Yeah.
So I think it does that really well, and it's just a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Overall.
Okay. You forgive it for what Moonlight did to La La Land?
We can talk about that a different day.
Okay.
No, I don't want to talk about it right now.
I can't.
That's
either. Why
I can't either.
I hold a grudge
I'll say
against
it.
Moonlight. There's no way it's better than La La Land, so it shouldn't have won Best Picture.
Yeah, it's insane.
La La Land, you know, it was like nominated for like tied for the most awards,
Really?
like ever, you know. But then it didn't. It's the only one to not win Best Picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really should have. I think La La Land is a better movie than this, but
even in like the award show, like I remember watching that live. Somebody had a song, and they're like, "Which one of you? How many of you have seen Moonlight?" Raise your hand. Like nobody in the crowd had seen it.
But here's the thing. I think I've been one of my like tertiary lists that I want to get through is Oscar Best Picture movies.
Yeah.
But then I look at the list and I'm like, I don't care about most of these movies. Like they're all trash.
Yeah.
Like Crash. and
Well,
Dancing
that's
with Wolves.
notoriously the worst one.
Yeah, right, of course.
Yeah.
But like the Oscars gets it wrong so many times. I think even though they got it wrong and there was a better movie out there, this was more deserving than a lot of those like crappy Best Pictures. Like,
Yeah.
So
Maybe a different year, but
yeah,
okay.
2016 though, when these both came out, was a crazy year.
Mm-hmm.
These two came
Yeah,
out in
no.
2016.
Yeah, jeez. And The Witch wasn't even nominated.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's a
They
indie horror
They
movie.
get no love.
yeah. But it was just a crazy stacked year.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
makes sense. Okay, well that's my list.
Okay. I think I don't know who won, but
Yours is like a lot older and more established. Mine is more like
I think mine are more
Never was.
established. I think mine are like deep cuts.
Stand by Me, The Sandlot, and The Outsiders. I feel
Okay,
like
those are
everybody's-
you pick
Right.
the three that are
No,
the
but then
biggest
after that, it's deep cuts.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to come at
Oh,
you like
really?
that.
Stand by Me, The Sandlot?
No, I think this might be a draw. Just kidding. I don't know.
I don't even trust anybody.
I don't like your last four.
Well, screw you. So
Yeah, this has to be a draw.
these are ones I want people to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a reason for this draft, I guess.
Okay.
That's what this draft became for me.
Yeah,
You know?
less about like
It's
winning.
less,
and
I don't
more
want to
about-
win. I want people to watch these movies.
This is a great point.
Thanks.
In fact, there's a few on my list that like we've talked about before that I could have talked about, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to.
Like if I wanted to win, I would have taken Super Bad, Dead Poet Society,
Yeah.
Cinema Parody. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Quick recommendations. Dazed and Confused. Very good. Kind of older. One of those films all takes place in one day, but it's got high schoolers. Debut Matthew McConaughey. Okay. It's the performance that put him on the map.
Mhm.
Made him who he is. He's excellent. Ben Affleck, one of his very first roles as well.
Mhm.
He's the school bully. Just a very good high school movie. And like I said, just takes place in one day and last day of school. So,
Okay.
and isn't that such a sweet? Don't you always remember kind of your last days of school?
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else? Beautiful Boy.
Beautiful Boy. Yeah.
Very
It's a
good.
great one.
Very touching. Sad.
I'm just gonna run through a few.
Okay.
Just rapid fire.
Okay.
But I'm a Cheerleader. It's a good one.
I haven't seen that.
You wouldn't like it.
Oh,
It's
cool.
about lesbians.
I think I would.
Mean Girls.
Love Mean
It's
Girls.
classic.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit, like I said. Easy A. I think that's a really solid one. Really funny one.
Yeah.
After Sun, for a
Mhm.
lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And we said super bad. So what else you got?
Did I say Dead Poet Society? Yeah. So that one, very good. The Fundamentals of Caring. It's a Netflix film. You can find it on there. Paul Rudd, just a good, funny performance by him. Selena Gomez, she sucks in the movie, but she's in it. But it's still good. And I really like Back to the Future. I looked at your review. You didn't like it that much. You gave it a 2-star, man.
Back to the Future?
Yeah, and I watched this recently, and I
Here.
can say for a fact that it's good.
I've got to review a lot of my stars.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the thing. I think I gained sentience 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Anything I watched before I was 21.
Yeah. Like if
Can't
you'd
trust
asked me before I watched it, I'd been like it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. But I watched it again, I'm like, wow, this moves. This is really entertaining.
Right.
I think you'd like it
Okay.
another time around.
The last time I watched it, I was in Burley, Idaho with a girlfriend of mine at
Mhm.
her grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And she fell asleep and I had to carry her up the stairs, 2 flights of stairs
Oh,
to
geez.
bed. And that's all I cared about in the moment.
Okay.
Didn't care about the movie.
So you need a new experience watching
I
that.
do.
And the last one I'll say, Say Anything. It's a really good, probably maybe the best romance movie of all time. if not The Notebook.
Okay.
The Notebook doesn't have good reviews. You know that? And it bothers me. I don't like the whole old person aspect.
I'm fine with that.
I kind of just skip it because I've seen it. I know what's going to happen.
Right.
I just wanted to spend time with Rich McAdams and Ryan Gosling more. So
you just have to appreciate it for what it is, and it's just like a chick flick rom-com.
Yeah,
but it's great at that.
It is.
I don't know why you would rate it poorly.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know why somebody would rate it poorly.
I feel like you're coming at me.
No, I was saying the people that rate it poorly,
Okay.
of course.
But say anything if you know, like, this is always referenced in pop culture, but like standing outside a girl's window with a boombox. That's from Say Anything. People don't know what that's from, you know?
Yeah, it's from Say Anything.
It's from Say Anything. It's John Cusack, you know?
And Naomi Skye.
And Naomi Skye, yeah. It's just really, it's like, you know when you felt like a girl was too good for you?
Yeah.
But you just kind of went with it, and it's just really good.
Okay.
But that's kind of what it's like. And it's really funny. And yeah, it's a 5-star for me. Oh, I want to kill Forrest. He gave it a 2.5. So he's stupid.
Yeah.
He didn't watch
get
it. Yeah. 1989 is when it came out.
Okay.
But real good.
Okay.
That's all of them.
Yeah. That's all the coming of age movies.
Okay. Next, I think we're gonna see The Creator this Friday with some friends, and then we're gonna try to record Saturday night. Get that podcast out to you Sunday, whenever. I don't know. We're gonna have my friend Kyler Bybee on. Very excited to have him on. He's a cinematography pro.
Yeah.
He's an amazing photographer, and we're excited to hear his insights.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you for fixating on film with us, you fixators. Good night.